authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
You're listening to JoCo Community Radio.
Welcome everyone to the Jobfather Network.
Welcome, Az. Thank you.
Absolutely. NTX is proudly served all of North Texas. We can be heard all over the United States and beyond on TuneIn Radio Network and NTX Radio app, available on Android and ISO Plus Apple CarPlay. Just ask Alexa. I don't have an Alexa, so I can say that.
Yeah, you can say it.
To play NTX Radio. Check out our lineup and more at ntxradio.com. We thank our valued partners in helping us amplify the voices of North Texas and beyond. Be sure to connect with us on all of our outlets, all social media platforms. And if you need anything else, please, please, please reach out to NTX for your own possible podcast. And Foster, with that, I will let you lead us off in prayer before we get
All right.
started.
Yeah, let's do that. We got to go to the source first. Father God, we are here another Friday, and I thank you for that because it's not promised to us. You know, all kinds of things happen, but you take care of us. We're all looking for that next opportunity by way of work. We got a couple of folks with us today. Both are in that category. And we ask that you get us there expeditiously. Now, while we are in between, have us do those things and strengthen us to do those things that need to get done before we get those jobs, because before those jobs come, we need to be prepared. So we thank you for everything in Jesus' name, especially this show. Amen. All right, all right, all right. Here we go. So guys,
Amen.
Dana had her CEO called a meeting at the last minute, so she's going to be joining us pretty soon. But we're going to already be underway when Dana joins us, so she's got an easy day of it today. Mez did what Dana usually does. So guys, I'll give you a dad joke. Now this one is going to be kind of tricky because I think Bill, you and I will maybe survive this one. If you laugh at this one, you may not survive. I don't know. It's
Uh-oh.
well, it's a good one. Mayor's gonna get me for this one. All right, you guys. What do you call a woman in heaven? You call
An
her
angel?
yeah, Maz. Yeah.
Uh-oh, look at
What do
me.
you call a group of women in heaven? A host of angels.
Okay.
What do you call all women in heaven?
A
Peace
cult?
on earth.
Ah!
Now, if I'm not here next Friday, guys, you'll know what happened.
HR got involved, yeah.
That's what I call the bob and weave joke.
Oh,
You tell
I
it
love it.
and you bob and weave. You bob and weave.
Man, I need to be bobbing and weaving here. So let's see what we got Rex Solid, we got Sharon Butler, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Matt in Germany. You and the crew. I don't know who's all with you, but I like to give you guys a shout out. And Monia in Italy. So you guys, I want to say good morning. It's good morning here for me, Jama, and Bill and Maz. Morning for us, but for some of you guys over there, it may be good evening. So you guys have a good evening. So that's what we're going to do. So here's what we're going to do starting out today, guys. We have got my wonderful longtime friend, Jama Ball, with us. Now, let me tell you guys a little bit about Jama Ball. Jama's a wonderful individual. First and foremost, you don't come on this show unless you're given something. And Jane was the director of operations, and she performed service delivery. She's done service delivery and not for profit. She's been in healthcare. She's been in hospitality. She's a wonderful, wonderful leader. And you're talking about someone that exemplifies this network. Jama is that, because she hires people and has hired people out of this very network that she comes out of. So what we want to talk about today is, guys, some things kind of outside of the box that you may that you will discover in the network. We're connected all over the place. And Jama was telling me about something that she was part of this morning. Jama, what was that you did this morning? Where did you go out to this morning?
Good morning, Foster, and hi, everyone. I was at the Career Focus Group in North Dallas in Plano this morning, where I was able to say thank you to my friend PJ Dunn, who's doing a presentation as we speak about imposter syndrome. So something that, in job search we encounter.
Tell us what that is, Jama. What's imposter syndrome?
Well, imposter syndrome, and actually I was leaving as PJ was talking about, he doesn't call it syndrome anymore. It's called the imposter phenomena.
Well, yeah, that's accurate.
Imposter phenomena, right? So especially when you're in job search, and the way that PJ described it this morning, you go through month 1, potentially month 2 and month 3, and then your spirits begin to get lower. And you begin to see yourself in a negative light. And the imposter piece is thinking that other people see you that same way. So make sure that I know they recorded the session, and before I left, he told us he was going to give us some ways to beat the imposter syndrome. So I look forward to seeing his presentation on careerdfw.org. So make sure you check out that YouTube.
Jama, you are awesome. Thank you. That's a great way to lead out, because we don't talk about this stuff enough. Sometimes we get too technical, but that's huge. It's the weak link in our chain. I've heard that as well. It's a weak link in our armor, because if we've never been laid off before, if we've never been fired before, if we've never stood up for ourselves in corporate before and decided to leave. I've been fired. I'm not. Yeah.
After that dad joke, I might get fired.
Yeah, no doubt, right? HR will be calling you after this meeting. Anyway. But that's huge, Jama. And you're right. Sometimes you feel really good about yourself in your career, and then it does. It takes a toll on you, not being able to provide, just not for your family, even for yourself. It's scary.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say, Bill.
Go ahead, Bill.
Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, Jay, this is such a great topic, and it's one, what I see on technically, you can always learn what you need to learn for a job. That's the easy part. Especially nowadays, there's so many resources, but it's that personal feeling that you have, especially when it comes to any type of rejection. From the first day you get hired, you have these grand ideas of grandeur about what you could accomplish, the opportunities available to you. Then all of a sudden you get that one comment, that's not how we do it here, or not quite yet. But and then you internalize that thought process, and when you start internalizing, to me, what I express to others, when I've coached us, especially small business entrepreneurs, is rejection is just part of the game, and it's not personal. It's just, and a lot of times it's convincing. It's convincing somebody else of your superpowers, right? And there's also alignment. And what a great opportunity for imposter phenomenon to take hold. But there's a community. For me, it's vulnerability and community. If you can get beyond yourself, reach into this great community that's here to support, because they're going through the exact same thing. And what's funny is, at one point, somebody that you saw as a leader eventually will be in the same position you are, so they become your peer.
Isn't that the truth?
And can help you support. So it's something that we're all susceptible to, but we also need to be willing to open up and talk about it.
Absolutely.
I was sitting here thinking, you guys know how my brain is. You're probably rolling your eyes in your head already. But you know what? There are some outside of the box ideas that we can get involved with inside of the box. What in the world are you talking about, Foster? Well, many people that are part of our bigger networking groups like Frisco Connect and South Lake Focus Group, and I'm just mentioning those because they're right around here in Dallas-Fort Worth, and where I met these two individuals right here, actually, years ago. And guys, we can volunteer to help. You are very visible when you volunteer. You might volunteer, like at South Lake Folks Group, to be a greeter when people come in. You get to meet people. You get to be intimate with them. You can find out what it is that they're looking for before they even hit the meeting. You already know some people that you can introduce them to, because we suggest that people get to the meetings early so they'll get a chance to do some of that traditional networking, and it's an awesome opportunity to give, guys. We're here, and I'm going to tell you something that you guys already know, but God said we will reap what we sow. Okay, so the question becomes, what are we sowing? So if I want to get back what I'm giving out, then I better give out something good, man. Don't give me that old cheap candy. Give me the good stuff, man. Give me some Snickers and Payday and all that kind of good stuff.
Foster, I think that word networking can be really intimidating for people, especially if they're naturally introverted. I think if we replace that word with connecting, with purpose, right? It's really, that's what makes a difference, right? And it's not about adding the number of people to your LinkedIn network, right? It's not about the number. It's about the quality of that type of networking. And you can do that by staying curious, being generous with your time, the way we've discussed. And if you're uncomfortable volunteering, like we say at South Lake Focus Group, help one person every day, right? Just giving of yourself will help you overcome some of those feelings. That we know that when we leave a job for whatever reason, we've lost that tribe. I'm here to tell you, Bill knows, Foster knows, we have a tribe. It's all the people on this call. And so just like we would at work, you need to connect. In your real job, you need to continue to connect, be generous of your time, and stay resilient throughout this process. And that's really important because you replace one tribe for a new one. And we have to do, all that caregiving the same way we would in a job.
Hey, Jam, I have a question for you. You volunteer at the pit crew. Is that correct?
I do.
Tell us a little bit about the pit crew. And I'm curious about how you see
pit crew.
And I'm curious how you see people evolve going through this imposter syndrome, this sense of urgency. How do they evolve when they go through that process?
Well, I'm pleased to tell you, some of you may already know that during the career focus group North Dallas this morning, 2 people, Sean Toy and Rob Swan, announced their landing, and both of them
landed?
And I would imagine that, you can imagine Sean waxed poetic about the value of pit crew. So Pit Crew is a practice interview team. We meet every Wednesday, except for the in person, except for the 4th Wednesday, we'll meet on Zoom. So this coming week we'll be on Zoom. But you have an opportunity to practice your interview skills in a safe environment. Now, the gift of Pit Crew is you get immediate feedback. So how many times will you go on an interview and you get ghosted, you get no response, and they say they've chosen another candidate and you don't know really why? And legally, HR doesn't always want to tell you all the reasons why they haven't selected you.
We don't want to get into that in most cases.
Absolutely. So for Pit Crew, you can volunteer to practice as a candidate. You just need your resume and a job, aspirational, real, an interview, and volunteer panelists like myself. We spend 1 to 4 hours preparing to interview you. And so we act as a panel. So let's, for example, Bill, if you were going to be interviewing with McKesson or Vizient, we get a copy as a volunteer panelist, your resume and the job description you're applying for. And then we use every resource available to us as a panelist to become that representative for that company.
Wow.
So we act as your panel, and you can learn, as Sean pointed out today, just by observing. So don't be afraid. We had a young man come and interview us last week, and he didn't realize how public it was. It's because we're trying to teach each other these skills that we didn't go to school to learn, right? Did you go to an interviewing skill in college? I know we're trying to teach it in high school, but
I didn't get anything in college that taught me.
I'm not trying to teach that crap.
You're just going to get a job. Yeah, you got a degree, you're going to get a job. Isn't that what they promise you? Get a degree. That's
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
There's a lot. And we're very relevant to today's market. So we'll give you tips about the fact that you need to know AI. You need to, our friend Walt Glass would say, you need to practice MVV, right? Mission, vision, and values. You need to understand the company. And really the key thing that we try to teach you are the 3 principles that Walt talks about. I am, I do, and I help. So, by the way, everybody who lands an interview, there could be 20 of you that land the interview for the job, are all qualified.
Absolutely.
So Pit Crew gives you an opportunity to sell yourself. What unique value do you bring to the job?
Right.
So we help you achieve that type of sales story or branding, if you will, by giving you the information to help you interview better. That's what the value of Pit Crew. Now, we'll tell you we booked out. I think we're booked out through the middle of September, so don't wait until you have an interview. I happen to have insight into the schedule right now, and oftentimes we'll get a request from someone because they've gone to see Foster at South Lake or Frisco Connect, and they'll say, I got to sign up today because my interview is Monday. We don't always have the time because we book out. So come anyway and observe. You'll learn a lot
Jama, real quick,
interview. Sure.
what off the top of your head, I can't find the website. What is that website for the pit crew?
If you go to careerdfw.org,
okay,
which is as Foster knows, is a source for all things job search in the DFW area,
is.
and globally you can get to it. There is on the calendar every Wednesday. There's a link to the pit crew every Wednesday at 1:00 Central.
Yeah, select that calendar function. Yeah.
And for those of you that are not local, this is a great opportunity for you to dial in this coming Wednesday, so you can actually observe and pick up your own tips for interviewing. So, Bill, I got to see you there. You need to come.
I am working on it. Unfortunately, one thing I've helped this group has taught me is that you cannot wait for an opportunity to land on your lap.
That's right.
So
I don't think you ever could, really.
I don't know if you, and I follow the examples of many that I've met through the career search group, and did some consulting work. And although I'm still actively seeking, I found out that I can do some consulting on the side. In fact, I was challenged during an interview recently. What are you doing to stay relevant? What am I doing? Well, I'm consulting, and I am doing this. This is what I am doing. The value that I'm bringing to my client now, what I can do for you,
right.
and all of a sudden we're setting up the second interview on site and going to that next stage, right? And it's given them two opportunities. One, am I an employee? Or two, am I a consulting candidate? And I'm good with either one.
And
fantastic.
To go on Bill's point, like, you don't have to be a consultant. Like, you can just be coaching or helping with accountability groups, and that's a form of consulting. But you can also say, hey, I'm taking online courses.
That's right.
I am re-educating myself, and I always say that because I had to re-over-educate myself to get the job that I'm in right now. So you have to be adjustable. And I think that's the whole point of networking and God putting us through a very uncomfortable situation. Sometimes it's like, I was really good at what I did. I made a difference. And yes, of course you did. But God is not going to keep us in the same spot. He has another plan for us.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
He will make you uncomfortable again because he wants us to keep going. Boss is laughing, but
Yeah, that's how we learn, right? We don't learn in comfort. We learn in the discomfort.
The
we really
hardest
do.
lessons have been the best ones in my life.
Yeah, for sure. Don't forget that not just networking with other job seekers, but getting in places and networking in associations and groups where there are employed people, associations for industry, for PMI, to help you stay relevant as well. So I like the tip on the learning, but don't forget there are a lot of other ways to network, right?
So, Jama, we were talking about that last week. We're like, okay, just like going to the Chamber of Commerce,
right?
Bill, what else did we talk about? You mentioned a lot with Chamber of Commerce's. You mentioned
professional organizations.
Yes, correct. And
you guys volunteer at those professional organizations. Yeah.
Professional
so Bill and I were
organizations.
talking. Well, Mez and I were talking as well. I used to go to an event called last Thursday, and it is downtown Dallas. It was at the Ritz-Carlton, and all of those companies that have their headquarters downtown, located right down there. So a lot of those people would get off work and they go over and have a drink and network with each other. My main word anyway, and this is very Jobfather-ish, is the connect. That's one of my favorite words. Sure. My favorite words are connect. In fact, I call myself a net weaver because what I do is connect you guys. I do that for a living. Connect you guys in some of these companies in which I have met people that I've built a relationship with that are willing to help in case I reach out and say, hey, Bill's looking for a job, and we're already doing that because Bill is looking for a job. We're going to be talking about that in the second half of the show after the second dad joke. And you know what? That connection is important. We've got a lot of technology, and you guys are probably going to hear me say this every week on the show. We've got a lot of technology that is absolutely wonderful, but guys, that technology is a tool. We have to be careful that we're not being kind of led into not having so much of that personal interaction anymore. Jama and I and Craig Bohall and a couple of other folks did a project for a local college, one of the Texas A&M branches over in Dallas. So all these people were graduating and about to graduate, and it's like, okay, you guys have spent your money, you got your career doing, but what is that college doing to help you get out there in the workforce? You come in here getting degrees, you want to get a job, don't you? Well, we let them know all about the network, and we talk to them about a lot of things that we talk about here on the show. And so Jama met a lot of new people. And actually, Jama told me that the lady that ran that program has got a new job herself. So, guys, you meet people, you keep up with people, you meet some of the best friends that you've had. Jama and I will be friends forever. In fact, Jama and I are going to be over at Chandler's. It's tomorrow. I think it's at 4 o'clock, right? So here's the deal, guys. Check this out. So Chandler's our friend. Yeah. We're gonna go over there and we're gonna have barbecue and all that kind of stuff. Jama and I like that barbecue. You know what I'm saying? So Chandler has invited people that we don't know, and we're gonna go meet people with jobs probably in other areas of expertise that Jama and I may not have been in before, or may, hopefully Jama and I are smart enough to know a little bit about where they're coming from. But guys, when you can meet new people, regardless whether they're in job search, you get excited they're in job search because you might be able to help them. You can guide them towards a huge network that is designed to help them find what they're looking for. And then also, if the people got jobs, hey, I don't have to explain that. Maybe the company they work for has something that we're interested in. I don't know. So we'll have a connection there, right? It's really pretty simple. Well, over the years, and this started back in 1996 for me, over the years, we have grown to be quite a impact in society in the United States. Well, more than just the United States. We got Matt and those guys over in Germany that listen to us. Monia and in Italy and
Greece. We're in Greece.
Yeah. So, this is the impact that we're having, guys. And if you are willing, a person will see that and you will meet a Jama Ball and you'll be like, that Jama, she's pretty cool. And you'll want to know more about Jama, and you build a relationship with Jama, and Jama might hire you when she gets a job because she's at that level, and Bill is at that level too. Now, I'm not just putting you guys in a box like that, but just think, guys, outside of doing the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of this, that, and the other, and what you see going on. Think outside the box. It is still about people. As long as a people decides whether you get the job or not, then that is the second part of what we need to be doing. We apply for a job, then given all the technology and all the people that are applying for these jobs these days, network and see if you can connect with maybe the hiring manager. Hiring manager might be out of the network itself. Boy, I'm rambling on. I need to shut up. Bill, you got something you want to add? It looks like you were bubbling over there.
No, I am. I think this is a great conversation because, Jamie, I look at your background, your history, and it's an evolution, right? It's not a trajectory.
That's right.
It is.
And Pastor and I were having a conversation yesterday with someone about that recently entered the work search force, and she was concerned about who she was is defining who she'll be next. She didn't want to be that person next.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I think one of the best ways to overcome that imposter phenomenon is to get out and help. And Jamie, that's why I admire you, because I see you all around, and get over that by helping others. You found out that you're not an imposter anymore.
Right. And I'll tell you, my trajectory, however that has been defined, was through my network. Your network is your network. I got all my jobs. I got all my jobs because of people that I met in my networking. People I connected. So I switched industries, not once, not twice, 3 times, just because of my connections. And by the way, I wasn't planning that. It was God's plan. Let's be clear. I was just find me a job.
I wasn't planning to be a Jobfather.
And God found me a person to connect with that got me that job. I wasn't looking for those industries. No. It was my network that actually got it. And I do want to take a minute to talk a little bit about that connection point. if you follow Strength Finders, I'm a Gallup coach amongst other things, and Input in Woo are in my top 5. So
yeah, then there's that.
I always think, I just think people
Shout out to Brandy.
Yeah, people just, hey, Brandy. Yes, absolutely. I think it's normal for people to connect, but I realize that it's not always easy, right? You show up at an event. So we tell everybody, go to this professional event, and then you're there. And
like, now
what do you do? Right?
Now what? I'm here.
So start shifting away.
Yeah, it's a couple of things I would say. You need to find out, you do some research, right? Find out what the group is, find people you want to connect with. But in order for you to connect, make a meaningful connection, because networking is not, again, adding to your list of LinkedIn contacts. You need to have a meaningful connection. So find out what another person's passion is. I know, like Foster and I love barbecue. We can always connect on barbecue.
We've been known to be seen.
We will continue this conversation after the break. Stick around. We have great ideas and info coming up with Bill, so stick around.
Attention all business owners and creative minds. Do you need a unique and personalized touch for your products? Look no further than Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Welcome back, everybody. NTX Radio is proudly serving North Texas, and welcome to the second half of our show. Please give a shout out to Tiff, our lovely, lovely hostess. And if you have a
Tiffany Hurd.
Yeah, Tiffany Hurd. And if you have a podcast idea, please reach out to her to t.hurd@ntxradio.com. Welcome to the second half of our show. We had an amazing first half with Jama and Bill talking about outside the box networking. So we're going to continue our show with Bill being more or less the star of the second half. But before we get to Bill, we are going to have a second dad joke. And Foster.
This is going to be a little testy, too. I might get in trouble with this one. We'll see how I fare.
I'm HR director in this group, so it'll be all right.
If I don't show up next week, Mayor's got me.
Yes.
All right. So check this out, guys. Did you guys hear about the blonde coyote? She got stuck in one of those big old bear traps, and she chewed off 3 of her legs, and she was still stuck.
Oh dear God.
As my kids would say,
Foster, go stand in the corner and think about what you just said.
Well,
The
she
answer
got
is no.
3 of her legs. She just didn't get the right one. I mean, she is blonde. Well, I better shut up, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
None of us are blonde. If I did have hair, it would not
Lord
be
forgive
blonde.
us for that statement right there.
I
Pray
love
in
it.
Jesus' name.
I love it. Tiffany says that was very dry, Foster. Dry.
Gosh.
Thanks, Tiff. Okay,
Anyway,
guys,
moving on.
moving on. We saw this guy, Bill, last week, and
Mhm.
we had him back because our technology wasn't just completely correct last week. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about it. It's Bill Benishek, guys. Beni. I put Bene, and I've known Bill. I should know better than that. My God, by now I've known him long enough. But so here, let me tell you a little bit about Bill, guys. Bill is a job seeker. We've established that. Now, Bill is. I don't like to say that Bill is in sales. Bill, I believe, with his personality, is more of a business development person. Bill is one of those people that, at a high level, maybe you're a manufacturing company, maybe you're in the industrial vertical, some sort of way. You want Bill to be the person to represent your company. You want him to go out there and explain what it is we do, what I'm trying to get you, what type of products, all of this stuff. How does it work? How are we going to build functionality in towards the details that you need as a company? And so, Bill, you can tell me how well I did with explaining you, but we'd rather hear it from you because you're the smart guy for the second person. Oh my God, who's that
That's
showing
me.
up?
Hi, Jobfather Nation. So glad to be here.
Hey.
We're excited for
Hey,
our
Dana.
guest.
DG in the
Hi.
house.
We're excited for our guest today, Bill. I cannot wait to hear what you have to say.
Yeah,
so
Bill was with us last week, so we get part
Yeah,
two of Bill.
part
This is
2
good.
of
I like this.
Bill.
I promised Tiffany at NTX Radio that I would not break the internet this week. So far so good. Promise kept.
Hey,
But
we're not going to hold our breath.
Jan Foster, from our first conversation about networking, when I used to show up, I'd stand in the corner and try to not to, and does not do a very good job at networking, right? So,
I could see you doing that.
I've since learned to make an impact. So what better impact to make than to break the internet?
I love it. That's right. You come in strong.
So, Foster, to answer your question, I tend to be technically minded, and one of the challenges I had learned early on is when you get into the weeds, it's easy to talk about what you do and what you know. And what I found makes a bigger impact is it's not so much of what I know, but what are you looking for and what do you do? Why are you in business?
That's right.
Why do you exist?
What makes you unique?
And in every case, whether you're talking to the engineering team, to the procurement team, to the supply chain team, to the executive team, everybody has a specific agenda their own agenda within the organization that they're trying to pursue. And I found it's my job to do that. The better I know what you're trying to do, the better I can talk about why it's important. The other thing I found recently in this great global economy that we have is I can no longer sell you my solution, because then I'm sitting there trying to convince you why we're the best thing for you to have when there might not be alignment, right? And so I can spend too much time. So I like to be in a position where I have a solution, a global footprint to support you, and we can find alignment. And if we don't have that alignment, let's move on.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that's helped me as I got into more of the consulting side. It's helped me go through that job search side this past year, because I can tell you last year what do you do for a job? We talked about this last week. What do you do? Everything. I can do anything. Just give me something, I'll do it. But that doesn't work out too well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You're like, I can do it all, but yeah. Well, you bring up a good point, and I'm not going to talk long here because this is Bill's floor, and I want to be supportive of that. But I love that you brought that up for the job seekers because Foster and I have had numerous conversations around. Sometimes if you're all over the place and too vague on your resume, it makes it harder for people to determine if you're
That
a
is not a
true
good
fit
idea.
for a
Yeah.
job, right?
Right,
It's good to
right.
have lots of skills, but it's all how you learn to present it and figure out, taking your skills and your experience, how to best qualify yourself for your passion, right, Foster? So,
That's
Yeah.
right.
but keep going, Bill.
If I'm looking at your resume and I don't know what direction I don't know where to apply your resume. You got this skill set and then you did this and you did that and you did that. You have
Yeah.
probably applied for a specific role that I
Yeah.
posted. So if I don't see evidence on that resume that you're even interested or in what I'm doing for a significant amount of time in
Yeah.
that role, guys, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do exactly what I'm doing right now. Nothing.
Nothing.
And
Go
and
ahead,
have
Bill.
to have that clarity I found is so important, because when you're sitting there and I'll go back to our topic of the day, the imposter syndrome. When you feel like you can
Oh
do
yeah.
everything, and you're looking at a company, it's like, oh, I can do that, and
Oh
and
yeah.
but you're showing up not having specific clarity of what you can do, the value that you bring, and you get rejected. All of a sudden, that perpetuates the
Yeah.
imposter syndrome, and the level of clarity.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think having that right group and having like the pit crew showing up to the South Lake Focus Group or any of these groups that we have here that challenge you. I mean, when I remember I showed up to one group and we did our 30-second pitch, and I think mine went to a minute, and somebody looked at me and said, I have no idea what you do.
Really? That's
Yeah, I do
interesting.
that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell
Yeah.
people that a
Yeah.
lot of times.
So
So,
Yeah.
let me ask you, Bill, what would your pitch be right now?
oh, it depends on who I'm talking to, but I would
Yeah.
say overall, I'm a global supply chain consultant that aligns customers with the right solution for their manufacturing partnerships.
Love it.
Yeah.
Now
That's a good
that's
one.
pretty
Yeah, that is.
self-explanatory. That's a good one.
That is easy.
I'm glad you threw him under the bus like that, Dana. Y'all, we don't throw
Oh,
everybody
I
under the
didn't mean
bus,
it
but
like under the
occasionally.
bus. I just
I know.
and please and I'm glad. Yeah.
No.
That was
Well,
awesome. That was
I just hope
good
Bill didn't feel
because
that.
I was going to ask Bill what type of job, when he sees a posting, what are the
Yeah.
titles of some of those postings that grab his attention? But because you asked him that question, I got my answer now. I don't even have to ask him
I
that.
love it. Well, no, I just wanted to see kind of how he adjusted it. And again, Bill, I know that depending on who you're talking to, there you could have a little bit of a variation. But this is so valuable to listeners. Oh, I used to say my elevator pitch and people didn't know what I did. So then
Mhm.
I had to make adjustments. Now here's what it sounds like. Bill, your elevator pitch was amazing. I mean, super crystal clear. I was like, okay, if
It
I have a
really is.
global
It's
supply
pretty cool.
chain role that is, a consultant or maybe even full time, the next thing I'd like to know, what industries are, I think, forgive me if I missed anything, but what industries?
Yeah. So my industries tend to be manufacturing, distribution. So I have with a master's in entrepreneurship and
Oh,
a master's
wow.
in industrial distribution. So it tends to be in that industrial
Ooh.
realm. If
Ooh.
somebody's looking for more of a leadership role
Mhm.
to grow their team, to find alignment, one of the biggest challenges I've seen with companies is they've not clearly communicated their vision and developed the right strategy and to execute. So when they're saying, why can't we grow? And you find out that the team is bringing opportunities, but they're just not the right opportunities, or they continue to hear no. So one, finding that alignment to the expectations of the executives team for
That's the
growth
word right
Yeah.
there.
and making sure it's clearly understood. So manufacturing, distribution, and then anything that has a typical technical aspect to it, I tend to do a little bit better in the B2B realm.
Yeah.
The B2C, I play with it a little bit on the side, but the B2C side, and this is where it comes to, can I do B2C? Probably, but it starts to get into a different language than I grew up with and that I've maintained for the last so many years, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like the industrial manufacturing B2B world because I understand the language, I understand the global footprint.
Right. Well, and if you do go the route of global, having that experience in that vertical globally, it's only going to set you apart more from other candidates in the market, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm hearing something. I'm gonna run it past you, Bill, and see if you're okay with it. But there are a number of companies here in the United States that do certain
Yeah.
things, and then they discover, however they discover it, a number of different ways that, hey, this might be big in
Yeah.
Germany. Matt, you guys listening to me? This might be big in Russia or wherever it is. I feel Jama and Bill are these people. Those are the people that are going to represent building you said global
Yeah.
anyway, building our business, selling our product, doing whatever it is in those other countries. Believe it or not, guys, what I do, I turned down a global opportunity last year that was tremendous. It would have been the perfect job for my skill set, but
Wow.
I think I told
Yeah.
Dana a little bit about it, but
You did?
I have to stay. My life dynamics keep me right here in the
Yeah.
United States. I can't be gone for
Yep.
a year at a time and things like that. And that was what that job would have
I think
entailed.
Dallas,
So,
Fort Worth would fall apart without Foster.
man, I think they probably smile and
No.
say, "Good riddance,
They'd be
Bill.
like, the Jobfather's gone.
Get it. Let's go get him."
You-
But Bill is that person, guys, in my estimation. And you companies, I have invited some of you companies specifically to hear what we're talking about today, because a lot of you guys are doing stuff in different countries, and I think Bill is your man. In fact, I know Bill
Oh,
is
You know,
your
yeah.
man.
Foster, I was having the biggest conversations we have right now in the manufacturing world it deals with the tariffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mentioned briefly last week that I went back and got a master's in industrial distribution, because when I did my undergrad in it, we weren't global trade was not on the books as it is now.
Wasn't on the
So
books.
we have a global
Hmm.
footprint. So now I have manufacturing partners in Brazil, Mexico, Malaysia, Korea, China, India. So when I talk to customers and they're saying we're looking for a solution that supplies our customer base in Europe, so in Czech Republic or Czechia, or Portugal. Where
Yeah.
would you like to go? What matches your
Where would you like to go?
needs? Mexico, is that it?
What end of the earth
Yeah.
would you like to go? And I've got to throw it out there. Viva Mexico, guys.
I'm like, where do
My
I want to
family.
go? Do you see me
And when
thinking?
he said Mexico, I stick the thumb up when he said Mexico. Me and soccer in Mexico, we mix.
Man, I don't know. Well, if it's on the beach, yeah, I'd be like, where am I going to go? Cozumel, Cancun, I'm cool with that. Maybe
Oh yeah,
Puerto
oh yeah.
Vallarta.
Isla Mujeres. Oh yeah.
What's the place everyone goes?
Costa Rica.
Costa
No?
Rica's, well, it's
Punta
Belize.
del. What's the name of that in
all
Mexico?
the celebrities
There's
go
a
there. It
Punta,
starts with a
there's a
C,
Punta
I
del
think.
Sol. There's Punta Gordo. There's Gorda. I'm sorry. Sorry, Punta Gorda.
So
But
actually,
anyway,
I have a quick question for Jama, real quick, because
Yeah.
you started getting on something we were on the networking side,
Yeah.
and this is one of the big challenges I had initially. But it was for you. You were starting to mention how when you show up, that you tend to be, what do I do here? What can you? 'Cause
I
I think
can't.
that's such a big part.
I think it's funny, Bill, because you actually exemplify what it means. And here's the key thought. You ready? Here it is. It's not about you. It's never
Ooh,
about
that's a
you.
good word.
It's not
Good
about
word.
you. Yeah. So, Bill,
ah,
you were talking like during an interview, and we talk about a pit crew. What I need to know from a candidate, what an employer needs to know, is how you can help me. It's not about you. It's not
Oh,
about you. In networking, you go into a room. It's not about you. Your job to
that's
connect
right.
with people is to form a relationship, right? It's not
yeah.
networking, it's connecting.
Right.
So think about a couple things. What people are passionate about, what problem they're trying to solve. You can
Yeah.
even have a question like, what would, which I would probably give to Foster tomorrow. So just said Foster when we meet. What is something that we would find surprising about you? Start a conversation. People like to talk about
Oh,
themselves.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I got a whole book of
Yeah,
those.
right. So it's not the key to effective networking and connecting is to remember it's not about you. And in an interview, even your skills, if you land the interview, your resume is self-explanatory, but what they really need to hear from you is how you can help them. And Bill, you talk about that, right? It's not just here's my solution, but you need to find a way to align what you give and can solve the problem that a company has. And you can do that research, that alignment.
Yeah.
Same thing when Foster and I connect. It's always gonna be about barbecue, but you got
Right.
I love barbecue too, y'all.
Dana falls in that category. Dana and I've done
find that, and I think I will tell you the one piece that I fail at consistently. I need to work on. It's not just about that connection, but the follow up.
Okay.
Write the thank you note after the interview,
Yes.
or you meet all these people.
You scored a 10 out of 10.
You gotta follow through and follow up, right? And to maintain that relationship. That's how I got those jobs.
Can I be devil's advocate real quick?
Please.
Here we go.
Come on.
Devil's advocate.
Come on.
Because we always preach both sides of the story. So the other side of that story is if you're in an interview and you go, like if you're on the first date from a Tinder app or something like that, and you're just going, no,
Grinder.
no. This ain't gonna work out, Sugar Plum. Like this is not working. And I think we've all been there on both sides, right? Like I've been in interviews going, can I please leave now? Like, can I go? Can I go
It's
home?
It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. You're interviewing the company.
Right. So if you're interviewing or even networking and go, you know what, I don't think I get along with this person particularly well. And if she's gonna be my boss, I don't think that's going to work out for anybody involved, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You have to kind of put that in the back of your mind. So me playing devil's advocate right there.
I think it's absolutely correct. You need an interview is a two-way street. The fit for you, right? Just because I want to work at Toyota doesn't mean Toyota's for me, right?
So
that's true. And guys, get that. What Jama just said, job seekers, please get that. Every job that calls you, I know we need a job and we're all excited, but every job that calls you, every opportunity, recruiter, whoever it is that calls you, wanting to talk to you about something, dig in and find out if it's for you. Is it aligned? Dana and I like to use that word. Now I forgot the word. Relevant.
Yeah. Is it relevant?
One of our R words, relevance and relationship and all that. But relevance goes right back to that alignment. I think I'm gonna use Bill's word.
Wait, what's Bill's word?
Alignment.
Alignment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I think about the last couple of interviews that I had, and if I walked away a little deflated. One I walked away from, it didn't work out because I learned early on they wanted a sales leadership role. And I was everything lined up, right industry, right background. And we were talking about the expectations. We changed it to a conversation. Because if you're doing, and one thing I don't like about the interview, because it feels like you're on the defensive all the time.
Yeah.
You ask a question, I answer. Yes. But can you create a conversation? And we found out, like I discovered they had it. They went to sales leadership because sales were slumping. So we had a conversation, dig in, and they have an operations challenge. What do you do to affect the operations? Well, there's really no, that's not my job. Well, now we found there's a culture break. I see a little bit more. My experience, I see a little bit bigger issue. And maybe this isn't a good fit for me right now. So maybe it's something I'm not ready to tackle on unless you give me the operations side. Then we'll tackle it. Let's tackle the problem first. But I walked away confident that it's not going to be a good fit long term. Because if I took it, it'd be a short term. And then I'd have to be in this boat again soon.
And then you'd be right on.
And that alignment and to have that confidence, it's hard too. It is so hard, especially when you just want something. You want to get past this little phase that you're in, and get to the next one. But to the next one could be worse.
Exactly.
And everybody talks to each other, but everybody talks to each other too. Remember, like these companies, especially if you're in a niche industry, the companies, even if they're competitive, they talk to each other. So if they're like, oh, you took my person and it didn't work out for you too, you're trying to tell me that the next company is going to not hear about your reputation? Food for thought.
Gail Houston and Dirk Spencer, are you listening?
Yeah.
That's a conversation
I
we've
want to,
had
and
in
I
the
want to
past.
give before I want to give the difference between what this network, this group of everybody that's involved has done for me over the last 12 months. A year ago, I was sitting in this seat, no opportunities at all, no. It was all.
You were
I
discombobulated. That's
was lost to the world. I had no idea who I was and where I belonged in the world and the direction that I needed to go. And it showed. It showed in how I presented myself. It showed up on my resume. And right now, I'm looking at 4 offers, plus clients on the consulting side. So it's clarity, it's confidence. We're still on the early side, but there's 4 progressions that we're considering.
What a blessing.
And
God
it
is
this
good.
group,
Amen.
This group that brought it.
God
And that's
is
the
good.
difference between
Yes.
now and then. And we're still looking at more. So I can't express enough of the clarity, the self-worth, and getting over that imposter syndrome or phenomenon,
Yes.
because it is a phenomenon.
And thank you for bringing up, because it is. Bill, thank you for bringing up. I hope I didn't interrupt.
No,
if I
you're
did,
good.
just tell me to be quiet. But thank you for bringing up the imposter syndrome, because I think every job seeker goes through that. I know I went through it when I was in between here. I had all these years of experience, and I still sometimes doubted myself.
Yeah, Dana was kind of lost.
And
she
Jama was the one that brought it up, Dana.
Everyone goes through
Yeah,
it.
everybody does. And you can
Yeah.
be the most confident, narcissistic person on this planet. You get your butt laid off. Hello.
Humbling.
Humbling.
It's very humbling.
Yeah.
It's very
And
humbling.
PJ
Yeah.
Dunn, brother, I like that imposter phenomenon. It is a phenomenon.
Yeah, thank you
And
to
I wanna
whoever
get
brought
you
it
on
up.
the
I
show
appreciate
with
it.
us here,
I
so
told him you'd be calling
I'm
him.
gonna share this show with you with something
Yep.
good.
Told him you'd
good,
call him.
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna share this show with him. PJ's awesome.
He is.
Yeah, he is. I
So
just this is a great show with the most amazing people. I'm honored to be a part of it. I really am. And I want to just
Yeah, me
thank
too.
and thank Mez for keeping us in line. And we've got a lot of exciting things. And the important thing is to stay focused on how we can support one another going through the job search and job transition, because I am pretty sure everybody in their life goes through it at some point, and it's scary. So how can we help one another? Look at Bill.
Barbecue.
Bill, thank you for that testimony. What a blessing. I mean, gosh, that's amazing.
Thank you.
And guys, Bill is not kidding. When Bill and I first started talking, when he launched on this journey, when he first launched on this journey, you knew when you talk to Bill, Bill is Bill's IQ is pretty high. But
Yeah.
Bill didn't know whether he wanted to take a left-hand turn or go up the ladder or climb down. He had no
Shoot.
idea. But
I don't
guys,
know from day to day.
this network helps you clarify what it is,
Amen.
what direction you need to go, what industry maybe it is my idea. Do I want to get into something that's growing, or is it filtering
Yeah.
away? And this network can help you do things like that. Hey, Sharon Butler, she says she's going through it right now. I've had 3 incredible interviews and was not selected. It does. It bruises your confidence for sure. But guys, it should not. God gave us the gifts that we have. Get out there and apply them, and it really don't matter what everybody else thinks.
Well, we have a couple minutes left, and this is Bill's portion of the show. So, Bill, how can we get in contact with you? What are you looking for moving forward? Because we've all been in that boat with lovely opportunities, but sometimes it just doesn't work out.
It doesn't work out. So I like that B2B industrial markets in the sales leadership roles or in the business development. What I like to say is I make small customers into large customers and small opportunities into big opportunities. So
And you have
global
done
footprint. Sharon Butler, if it doesn't work out, thank God, because it probably praise be that it didn't work out on that interview. And I think that I also learned that sometimes people are looking for it. They just want your book. They want your contact list, and they're looking for you for a specific reason.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds like you had 3 incredible interviews that they realized that they want something more from you as opposed to a partnership or collaboration moving forward. And it's good to fail early and then move on.
Yeah.
Amen.
Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics, it's not you.
Oh,
Get
man.
past yourself. It's not you. It's just the way of the world, and move forward.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Job seekers, remember, and I tell you this all the time, it's not about us. I know we need a job and all that stuff, but these companies don't care nothing about that. I'm not saying they're bad people, but they have their needs that we're trying to form an alliance with. I like Bill's word.
Absolutely.
I'll talk to you guys next Friday.
Love you
Love
guys.
Have a
Jama,
blessed
thank
weekend.
you, Bill. This was awesome.
Thank you.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night